everyone, welcome back to It's Stranger Than Strange. My name is Erin. For today's video, we are going to be talking about a very strange series of events that occurred involving two celebrities. This involves the singer Britney Spears and actress Britney Murphy. There is a property in California that was purchased by Britney Spears in, I believe, early 2000. And when Britney was living in the home, she had a very strange feeling about the home. Like, she really didn't like it. Something was just off, and she had voiced that to other people. And the property itself ended up getting worse when she had a friend come over and perform a Reiki cleansing on the home. I personally do not believe in messing with that kind of stuff. For those of you that don't know or haven't seen my other videos, I'm coming from the standpoint of someone that is Christian, and there's just some things that I don't agree with. But like Reiki cleansing was done on the home, and after that, it was just like things became, I guess, worse than they already were. And it got so bad that Britney Spears ended up fleeing the home and going to stay at a hotel. And when she left the home, she never went back. She did end up selling her home later on. The other individual that bought her home was none other than the actress Britney Murphy. So she purchased the home in the year 2003. And Britney Murphy had the same feeling about the home, like something just wasn't right. And she would frequently ask her husband if they could go stay in a hotel because she didn't want to be in the home. And things got to be so bad that she ended up isolating herself, from what witnesses have said, in her bathroom of her home. That was kind of her safe place. And so she would hide there, and she just didn't seem happy living in the home. And it just seemed like a place that was very dark and very sad. So in the year 2009, unfortunately, Britney Murphy passed away. It would have been December of that year. And when she passed away, her main cause of death was pneumonia. She also had a secondary cause of anemia, severe anemia. And the third part of it was that she had severe drug intoxication, meaning prescription medications and over-the-counter medications. So when she passed away, her husband and her mother, I did forget to say that her mother lived in the home as well. But her mother's name was Sharon, and Sharon and her son-in-law continued to reside in the home. So after 5 months, Britney Murphy's mother, Sharon, finds Britney's husband, Simon, unresponsive in the home as well. And he too had passed away from what medical examiners said was pneumonia and severe anemia, which is really, really weird because, like, how did that happen with both of them? It also does take a really weird turn, though, if you think about it, because logically, if two people are living in the same home and something happens and they both pass from the same causes, it would make you think there definitely is something wrong with this home. Some people say that they think that it is a spiritual issue. Others think that it is linked to mold found in the home. There was an article that I read, I believe on people.com, that said that Simon's mother, Linda, had made comments that prior to Simon's passing, he had found severe mold in the home. And his mother, Linda, also had stated that her son had been having hallucinations prior to him being found unresponsive. In the past, when I heard the story of Britney Spears having a haunted home, and then I heard about the story of Britney Murphy and her husband, I thought that both of the stories were really sad, but I had absolutely no idea until just a couple of years ago that they had all lived in the same home. So to me, that was a huge, huge shocker, and it was very, very scary to know that Britney Spears lived in the home. She was already creeped out by the home. Then somebody comes in, does a Reiki cleansing to supposedly try to clear the place of whatever was giving it bad vibes. And it ended up making things worse to the point that Britney fled the home. Then she resells the home. Britney Murphy buys the home with her husband, and her mother stays there with them as well. And then within 5 to 6 years, Britney Murphy passed away in the home. 5 months later, her husband passes away in the home. Crazy. So I was kind of wondering too, like, what happened with the home. So the house in question was sold, and it has changed hands several times. Looking over that same article that was on People, they said that the home initially was sold, and then I believe it was torn down completely so that the house doesn't resemble what it used to look like at all. And I'm going to try to see if I can fit a picture in here so that you can see what the original house looked like, because now it doesn't look that way, according to what I had seen. Okay, so this is what the house used to look like. I believe, I don't think this is the new version of the house. I wanted to be sure that I showed only the picture of the old version of the home out of respect for the people that do live there now. I don't want to show what their home looks like and potentially have people going to look at the home because of the history there. All right, so now that you got a look at what the house used to look like, that will complete today's episode of What's Stranger Than Strange. Drop a comment below on what you think may have happened in the home. I have a huge speculation that a lot of it is very, very spiritual, that something was already going on the property, and then it was just someone coming in and calling themselves doing like a cleansing on the home. I think that they opened something that they shouldn't have, and it made things 100 times worse. And what is so scary to me, though, is the fact that the medical examiners are like, oh, well, we know what happened to them. But then there's information coming out about there being potentially like environmental dangers, like mold within the home. A lot of spiritual issues that you can tell were happening before Britney Murphy and her husband passed. Just the fact that she was isolating herself and was begging to like not go home to the house and wanted to stay somewhere else. She literally was trying to get out of the property just like Britney Spears was. And that to me screams spiritual issues, like immediately. That's what I take from it. And when there's a spiritual issue going on, a lot of the time that does lead to physical sickness, because people are trying to cope with the psychological issue that comes along with being scared in your own home, feeling powerless because you can't get away. And sometimes there's people that like, I mean, just for us regular people that are not celebrities, if you buy a home and you are living in a place where there's a lot of bad spiritual energy, a lot of things going on in the home that scare you, some people, that's all they got. Like, they took everything they had to buy their home and they can't get away. And that leads to a lot of feelings of powerlessness, hopelessness, and then that is a trickle effect into all other types of medical issues. So in my opinion, I feel like it's a compound issue that led to both of them passing away. But some people just think that they were sick, and that's all there is to it. Don't forget to like this video. Please comment and subscribe. Until we meet again, everybody take care. Bye-bye.